Hi, welcome back to my project in Pasadena. It's been about a month since I last saw you, and we are still not finished with demolition. But we were about 85% there, but there's still a lot of work to do. And I'm in the basement, and the original design for the past 5 weeks has been to turn this whole basement into a nice spa area because we have like a dry sauna over there, and we had this pool, and we thought, what on earth are we gonna do with this pool? So I said, put a jacuzzi in, built-in jacuzzi, and a built-in shower, right? Well, we had the pool guy come out today to price it, and it's gonna cost us about $100,000, and our total budget is about $300,000. So needless to say, the client said, that's not happening. This is a house we're gonna sell. So basically, I just got through this curveball 5 weeks into the project and about an hour ago. So we had to rethink it. We've been throwing around ideas what to do. So we decided that we were going to kill the sauna, because I think the sauna was a thing that we were kind of tied to this whole sauna, but we're just gonna completely delete this. We're gonna delete the pool equipment in the next room, and we're gonna make this a nice home theater area / man cave bar. So where the pool is right now, along the right side of this curved wall, we're gonna put a really cool wine cooler and refrigeration system with glass in it, can hold a couple of 100 bottles. And then right along this structural column, which we need to keep, then we'll build a 42-inch bar height area where you can go and have drinks and cocktails with your friends. This place doesn't have a backyard, which is why we have to make this basement a really interesting feature for a potential buyer. And then on this side, along this other curve, my associate Gabriel had the great idea of putting like a built-in kind of lounge sofa area that follows the curve, and you can sit there and you can chill out with your friends. You can be sitting here at the bar stools, mixing your cocktails right before you have movie night. So that's the revised plan for this project, 5 weeks into a 3-month project. And that, of course, then reconfigures this whole area, and I was just gonna do like a little juice bar down here, but the juice bar doesn't make sense anymore since we don't have a spa down here now. So Gabriel, who is my associate, and he's taking some measurements so we can draw this thing up properly, had some really good ideas about where to relocate this restroom, because the back area is a very strange area. So I'm going to hand this over to Gabe.
Thank you.
I'll take your stuff.
Thank you. So the rear room, it's a very oddball configuration. It's very narrow, very long, and dark. We're considering moving this powder against the back wall, opening up a corridor through here, and then taking all this out, creating more of a square room. So that dungeon, as we're calling it, is very inefficient, very dark, very confined space. By opening it up, we get a better flow of space, more efficient, more functional, better layout, and it ties the two spaces together more efficiently. It would actually make it more attractive to a buyer, to a user, and it would be more multifunctional.
All right, well, so that's the major change that happened today, 5 weeks into the project. So now we have to really redraw this whole thing up so the contractor can build it next week. But now I'm going to take you up to the kitchen to show you the demolition. See up there? So I'm standing here in the kitchen, and well, it looks a little different now. We've demoed everything. This is going to be a galley kitchen, but it's going to be, pretty significantly lit in here. I'm going to have black lower cabinets and white uppers. And we found out from the structural engineer that we can remove most of this wall, which will really open up the dining room to the living room space. Open concept is really big right now, and people really want that. Otherwise, what am I going to do on this wall? So that's happened. And then we also found out from the structural engineer that this is not a load-bearing wall, and it can be removed, and I can claim all that space on the other side for the interior dining room. Right now, we have an HVAC unit in there. And then you can kind of see what's happening here with demolition. We removed the wall that was there. I'm going to have to reframe some steps. So I'm standing in the future dining room. This This is what's called a shear wall. Most of it's going to get removed, which means that the engineer has to put a beam in the ceiling for us so that the house doesn't collapse on itself. We are going to definitely reframe these steps. These curved steps, I understand they were trying to keep the curved concept, but it's taking up way too much space, and we're just going to have to make them smaller, but still curved a little bit. So you'll probably see that in about a month. Now I'm going to take you up to the second floor and see what's happened there.